Greetings, Hinda. This is your herbalist, Dr. Bubudza, from the Go Down Happy to Ltd. Once again, I welcome you all into our YouTube channel, Go Down Happy YouTube channel, Episode007. Today, I'm very happy, I'm very delighted, because today's topic, it's a topic that involves anyone or everyone that is sexually active. Today we are going to spend our time talking about STI infection, STD, you can call it drop. Today we are going to be talking about sexual transmitted infection. So the herb that I'm holding here in my hand, we call it Go Down Underground herb, from the Go Down herbs. So many people are calling us, many people are suffering, they are going through these things without even knowing or being aware of it, the infection. Let me easily put it like this: we are going to analyze infection, and then we go and analyze STI, and then we go and analyze STD on their stages. Infection is something that can happen on your own. You can be infected without doing anything. We can be infected by only sitting on the toilet seat, which has a bacteria. You can now have infection from there. You can be infected as a female person. You can be infected on your own by not properly washing your vagina. Infection, it's something that can happen to anyone easily without you doing anything wrong. Then we go and have STI. It's a condition that happen, or it can develop after you have sex. But let me just say on the sex, because it can happen to everyone. If you use your mouth, if you can use your anus, if you can use your penis and your vagina, all those things can cause two people to infect each other. We can exchange infection from that activities, from using all those organs that I've mentioned there. Now let's focus more on the sex infection. Many people, they are not aware and the causes of these and the symptoms of these. They don't even know what to say they have, because they have never heard about it before. But today we are going to be elaborating more on that, to say these things, what could be causing them. The first thing first, I mentioned bacteria. The second thing first, it's a virus or parasites. These things can develop in each and every human, and then at the end of the day, when people exchange sexual activities, they infect each other. Infection, it does not mean someone wafela. It does not mean someone is a whore. It does not mean that when you have infection, you are cheating. Of course, we exchange these things on most cases when people are meeting more of the partners. If people are having sex with different people, yes, you can exchange that. But it does not necessarily mean that anyone with an infection has been cheating or exchanging partners. One other cause that can cause this is a vaginal disorder. In most cases, I must say this clearly, vagina and the penis, those two organs. Vagina naturally can develop an infection because of this. When a woman is not properly seeing her periods, it will develop infection inside her. Because of the way that vagina has been created by God, it has sort of a holes that will really, and always vagina is wet. So that will easily allow it to develop, and the warmness in it, because you can never find vagina that is cold. They are all warm. So when it's warm, it's easy for bacteria to be found living in there. And if it's not properly washed, it can develop an infection. Now, if the vagina, it's not seeing the periods properly, that is another cause, a major cause in today's world, where women are no longer seeing their periods. In most of these, it's happening when they start preventing, for trying to prevent having kids. Now, when you're preventing and that prevention plan is now tampering with you seeing your periods in months to months, it's now starting to give a chance of bacteria and infections to grow inside that vagina. The liquid that comes from that woman's vagina during sex, there is something that needs to be triggered before people can have sex. The liquid that accepted the man to show that this woman is giving herself to you. It's not a rape. It's a confirmation that we are about to have sex and I have accepted it as a female person. Now that liquid, as it comes out, it will be having a sort of burning infection of which a male body will absorb. Remember, the woman body is a releaser, the male body is an absorber. So a male person will absorb that dirtiness. I'll tell you now what is going to happen to that. Another thing that is causing a lot of infection in a vagina, it is because when men sperm inside them. Sperms, guys, they are very dangerous. Sperms, guys, they are very good. But what I mean dangerous is that, remember, when a person is drinking too much alcohol, for example, their sperms turn out to change to become carrying more of the alcohol in it. When a person drinks too much acid, like cold drink and coke, that also affects the man's sperm. So when you sperm inside his wife or his girlfriend, that sperm is going in there to develop a dirtiness inside her because now the sperm is carrying a lot of alcohol in it. Now that sperm will cause that vagina a smelling discharge at the end of the day. Because you must understand, women don't even have a dustbin for the sperms, man. If we are sperming inside them and they are not seeing their periods and they are not, at the end of the day, they are preventing, so the sperm will just go in there, and vagina, remember, it needs to clean those sperms by going to the periods. So if she is not seeing her periods anymore, which means that when we come inside them, we are giving a chance for this virus and bacteria to develop inside the vagina. The next thing that we meet your wife, and then this thing will be an infection and infect us. Then the next thing, when this thing has developed to the such stage when it's an infection STI, it can develop to start being STD, where we can give it names. Many people like to call it drop, so there will be a drop, which we call it drop. In other manner, it can develop to be called gentle ones. Some of them will be hampers. Now this is at the stage in the symptoms that will show you that this STI is now going, and if it has been inside you for a longer time, the more this infection stays inside you, the dangerous it becomes, because it keeps on spreading inside your organs. It's keep on moving with your cells. Every time you erect, it's moving with your cells. It's affecting more side. But we'll get into that very soon. So it can also develop in the stage where we can call it gonorrhea. It can also develop to become HIV and AIDS. These things started there on these viruses. Now it can also develop to a lot of things. There are more of this when we can call them STD. Now they are diseases of which we can give them names. So I want us to go and check some of the symptoms between the male and the female. I'll try my best to balance it so that we won't confuse by talking about one gender, of which people confuse it, feel like we are blaming each other. You cannot be blaming anyone when it comes to this kind of sicknesses. Nobody will even be aware they have STI until they see the symptoms that I'm going to be mentioning here. These are some of the symptoms that you will see that you have this STI. For a female person, there will be a vaginal discharges which comes smelling. Sometimes there comes a lot of it. You will see a vaginal always linking discharges that has colors, brown, yellowish, and you will know that because women now will start going around putting the panty liners. And they do it like it's a fashion. But it's telling you something, that there is an infection starting to develop. While on the male, you will see that male person starting to feel pain while urinating. The next day, that man will start seeing white dots in his underwears. Now, those will be white discharges or yellowish discharges. They will be coming there. So that means that there is a sign of STI that is developing on that body. So now you will see that as a female person, you will start feeling inching in the lips of your vaginas. Then the vagina will start being inching a lot. It's one of the major symptoms that is really happening. While at the man, you will see that on the top of your head, they can develop 3 pimples, of which when you squeeze them, they will come water, and then at the end they will come blood. When you squeeze it, tomorrow there will be another one coming on the other side. So that is a symptoms of STI. When you are seeing these symptoms, you must know that STI is here. When a man starts urinating a very, very yellowish urine, the urine is going to change color. It's very smelly and it's very it's very yellow. Now, these things, when it's happening, this man will also feel pain when he's urinating. On the urinating pipe, you will now be scared of going to urinate. That's when you know you've got STI. It's a drop. Now, for a woman, you will see her experiencing pain during sex. When the man penetrating the vagina, she will feel pain, because now when the penetration of, remember when you have infection, it develops sort of a small pimples inside you, which sometimes they matured and then they start bursting, and then those yellowish and whitey fluid comes. Then at the end, because they are coming too closer to each other, they will cause a sore. Now, when you are making sex as a female person, you will feel him penetrating you, and it's gonna cost a lot of pain, and sometimes you can end up bleeding. There will be sores and there will be rashes in your vagina, and sometimes this thing can be caused pimple on the genitals. They cause pimples. You see some things coming on outside of your vagina. Now, as a man, for male people, you will also see that this will disturb also your bladder. That is why your urine will come always yellow. Sometimes you feel like you want to urinate and the urine doesn't come in time, or you always feel like you have to go urinating, which will also disturb your prostate. Now, as a man, this infection will go and start affecting other organs like kidneys. You need to remember, when you feel something that it's bothering you on one side of your body, there will be pain sort of in one side of your body. Now, as a man, you must know that now these are the symptoms of STI. You have infected, you have been absorbing that STI, it will go and affect your kidneys, and which that also will lead you to have waist pain. It can escalate to become issues of you bloating in the stomach. It's starting to give you bloating stomach, and you start feeling your stomach is not comfortable, and at the end of the day you will feel pain here in your abdominals, in your abdominals side. You will feel pain both sides. You will feel in your front pain, in your triangle you feel pain. Your testicles will also be affected. Sometimes it can even block one of the veins there, and one of your testicles will grow big. Now this is when infection is encountering you. Now we need to understand that when all these things for a man, if you have infection, now it's going to affect you with low sex drive. Now you are going to encounter or suffer erectional dysfunctional. Now this is where you are going to be a 2-minute guy, because you have been absorbing this dirtiness from your wife or your girlfriend or your ex, of which, yes, when it happened you could not feel anything and nothing was happening, and you can't blame each other, because these are not really physical things, but they are happening in our organs, and when they do happen and develop to be like this, they start to affect us in this manner. Now, another point for a male person, you will see in your face, you will start developing pimples in your forehead. Pimples that are kind of lot of them, they're coming too small and big, but the issue is that when you have that pimples in your forehead, they will left a very dark marks, which they are never going to go away. They will remain there, those dark marks. Those are the signs of STI. When you have suffered an STI for so long, remember, STI can develop to become like a chronic, because if it's not treated in a longer time, it's also affecting you badly. The longer you take to treat it, the harder it becomes to treat it. Now, for women, female people, they will happen to bleed. Infection can happen to cause a bleeding of a woman during her periods, where she's going to bleed for a longer time. You can even bleed 2 weeks. Yes, that can be caused by infection inside you, because when it's spreading, it's going to spread also going up and going inside to the ovaries and to your womb, and it's going to infect the whole vagina processing, and it's going to infect you. Then when you go to the periods, you will start bleeding non-stop. And after sometimes when you're making sex with your husband or your boyfriend, you will just bleed after that. And at some point, the bleeding will come very, very small with those discharges or the liquid that comes there while during sex. Now, some of you won't see it, but that is now the infection that we're absorbing or exchanging with each other. Then the woman will start experiencing low abnormal pains and a lot of period pains. So now the question is, how, Dr. Bubudza, how can we solve this thing? Now I came to you with a solution. I have something in my hand that we call Go Down Cleanser. This is a flusher. You cannot go and say you want to take things like, in many Western way, they are making people take tablets, and yes, these tablets will quiet it for a while, but you'll see it in the long run, because now, this is the thing, you are freezing the virus inside your body. It's not getting out of you, and the best and the only way is to flush it out of you. If you freezing it inside you, it will remain there. That is why many are suffering from low sex drive, and then women can also suffer having kids in the future, because now the virus is there, the womb will not be clean. Now people are suffering from having kids. They will go around and say, hey, and now it start developing issues like cysts and fibroids. Now people will be suffering to conceive. This is the thing we need to use to flush it. Once I start flushing the virus out of you, then I will give you another bottle, which we call underground herb. This combo can fix you and bring you back from that STI infection, that attack of the infection, whether it's in the stage of gonorrhea, whether it's in the stage of drop, any kind of stage, we can treat it with this flusher and the underground herb. These things are working, and they're treating men, and men need to stop coming in asking from person when they've encountered sex infection, STI drop, because now we need to fix this. Another point that is very important: when you have STI, it does not matter if you are using a condom. Once your penis erect, the virus is moving with the activeness of your cells throughout your penis. Now the virus is still moving within the condom. Yes, you're gonna save the other person that is new to you. She's not gonna be infected, but you are spreading more of that virus inside you, even if you're wearing a condom, because the virus is already inside you. Now let's treat, and we treat it right. We say, as Go Down Herb, kill your pride and save your life, because STI is no longer a threat. STI is no longer a problem. We are all making love. This does not matter whether you are a Christian, whether you are married. This is happening in our house every day. We are suffering from infection because we are natural people, and vaginas are alive and they are warm and burning inside. They must develop this kind of problem. Now let's flush and let's watch our women. The fake theory, our women don't want to drink herbs, they think they will be pregnant. It's not true. These herbs are for everyone, women and men, and you can't treat STI from one side of a person. If you have to treat it, both people need to be treated. So it has to be a partnership thing. You can't go around and do it alone, because you are going to infect the other person when you come home. So people need to treat these things together. We do it together. When you have an STI, it does not matter you get it from the outside. If you come home, she has it, your wife has it, whether you married her with 200,000 or 2 million, she will have the STI. So please take the herb and drink with your partners. Thank you.